Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. I feel like we need to start this video out by taking a deep breath in and out, because wow, did content go from 0 to 100 real quick yesterday in FC26. We have so much content, from the new objectives that dropped as a part of this World Cup mode, to the Playstyles Lab and the Evo Undo, to the new token reward system, and leakers who baited us into believing that we were getting exchanges only for EA to drop a thing called swaps that is nothing like exchanges at all. If you're feeling overwhelmed, it is not just you. But the good thing is we have some time. That's why I don't think we should feel overwhelmed, because a lot of these objectives and a lot of this new content is out for a while. It's not something that you have to get done right away. And honestly, we've found a few ways to shortcut it. Now, of course, I'm logging back into the game after it quit on me in that loading screen there, but that was all of yesterday's content. We have got to talk about today on Friday, with Path to Glory dropping the first actual World Cup promo with new cards, live and upgrading cards, of course, that are going to be dropping today. And finally, I get to open my packs. I'm super excited for that one. We're going to outline all the content that we're expecting today, including the free PELE card that is the main part of content today, along with the SBCs, the Evo content, and maybe even some stuff on the market as well, because my goodness, this market is cooked and we have got to talk about it. Let's discuss everything, guys. If you're excited for it, if you're excited for all this content that's in this game because of the World Cup, drop a thumbs up on the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Now, to start off this video, I want to take a look back at some of yesterday's content. I realized that we have discussed a lot of this in the second video that we put out yesterday, but I just want to do a quick 1,000-foot overview of all the new stuff we got in objectives yesterday for those who didn't see that. First of all, we have a brand new season pass with a really easy way to get leveled up super quick. I'll show you that here in a second. This season pass, as we noticed, has a lot of packs in it, has a few Evos, and has a decent amount of players. But if you're not interested in Canada, Mexico, or USA cards that are customizable with their own playstyle pluses, the players probably aren't for you, and you're just going all for the packs. There are a couple of very unique 4 playstyle plus Evos at the very end of the season pass, and then there's also some pretty good player picks in here. There's some year in review rewind player picks as well here at level 17, level 18 area. So there's some fun stuff there in the season pass. I would say it's worth it. I mean, I'm somebody who paid 1.2 mil for that bundle of 3 season passes a while back, so I got these at a quote-unquote discount. But for 500,000 coins, you do get a number of tradable items back and some coins back inside of the pass. I think it's worth it. Now, if you're trying to level up quick and you don't mind playing about 30 minutes of gameplay, this is how you go to the international tournament using the L2 wheel, and you get to the World's Game objective. This is for playing the new World's Game, aka World Cup mode, that dropped outside of Ultimate Team. You can get this done super quick and get these player picks, packs, and rewards, and of course the 2500 SP, by going into the World Cup or the World Games mode. If you back out of Ultimate Team, it'll be in the menus right here. You'll see it's called the World's Game. You go into this mode, pick a nation, and you're going to play the attacking highlights only. It's kind of like the career mode where you can choose to sim the game, you can play the game. If you play the attacking highlights only, the game will go by super fast. You win all those games and score 20 goals, and it should count for 2500 SP, and boom, you'll have yourself a very nice start to the season pass. So that's a little bit of a quick tip for progressing quickly in the season pass. Now, let's quick do a flyover of the objective content that we got yesterday. Of course, the Journey of Nations is stealing all the headlines with the Hugo Sanchez that you can get done. Guys, the rewards in here are a huge W. You've got a ton of great packs, player picks, cards that you can customize in terms of play styles, and of course, you've got the first Festival of Football tokens that you can acquire from this as well. It's actually not that much effort. It looks overwhelming. It looks like it's a whole bunch to do, but think of it just like icon swaps, where the community is always going to find the best way to combine different squads and players to get this done in a shorter amount of time. It takes about 10 to 12 games if you're doing it in the optimal way to get this done. Again, this FootWiz tweet and this tweet here by Chem Expert, if you give them a quick look up, I'll put this down below in the link of the video as well, just so you can access that and view that there. You can get this whole objective done in about 10 to 15 games and get yourself all these rewards. And again, these rewards are great, man. Like, there's some fodder cards in here, maybe some cards you'd want to Evo, some cards that you can customize, like I said, on your own, and then there's some good good packs and player picks inside of this, as well as some coins. It is a very, very big W of an objective. This is the part of content that feels like an overload, I think, because there's a lot to do. But that Hugo Sanchez card looks great. Now, I'm almost done with this. I just have to play like one more game and I'll be done. Don't be alarmed if you've finished it, though, and you don't have a completion checked off for the first of the 5 Journey of Nations inside of the Maradona objective. I guess that is allegedly like glitched at the moment and it's not showing. So that is one thing I wanted to mention there. Now, also, as we're speaking about tokens, there are tokens starting to appear in this game, multiple places, in objectives, in rewards, in SBCs, and we got to talk about the token store because a lot of people are asking me, Nate, what in the world is this? Do I need to be worried about these tokens? Do I need to go do the swaps SBCs? Do I need to go play my rush games and get the weekly rush tokens? Do I have to get all the tokens in route? No. All right, there's no hurry on getting these FOF tokens, Festival Football tokens, because there's going to be a lot more released. I expect as a part of content today, we're going to have a large chunk of these tokens released, and even throughout the next couple of days, because EA is going to release more than 1,000 each week. 1,000 is just the limit that we can get to each week to then put into rewards. And of course, this is the new token store that is inside of the store. You can see there's a lot of different options in here. And in my opinion, just to name a few, this 2,000 token Evo is phenomenal. Takes your cards up to 96 pace, 97 shooting. These 2 500 token pack rewards are pretty good. And then even some of the players down here like Ahmad, he just scored the game-winning goal against France in their friendly game. That's a live card that's getting upgraded for how he performs in the World Cup. That's a decent reward there. So if you want to save up for a 2,000 token Evo or one of these cards, more power to you. There should be refreshing rewards inside of this store over the next week. As you can see, it says the weekly reset is in Rivals rewards, and then some of these items in the store here are going to refresh next week as well. So I think the store here is going to be continually refreshing, but no hurry on these tokens. Just acquire them throughout the week as you go before Thursday, when, of course, we'll have a reset for another set of 1,000 next week. Also, you'll notice the Champs tokens are showing here in the store. There are no rewards showing yet for Champs tokens, but there will be a Champs token store here as well, where we'll be able to use our Champs tokens that we get from playing Weekend League this weekend and redeem that for rewards as well. So that is kind of the whole situation with the tokens that is going on right now, and that is all that is there. There are not that many tokens out in the game at the moment. Like, one of the parts of actual content that we had yesterday was the weekly rush points objective. There's 100 of these tokens that are here, the little green tokens, of course, that you can also see at the top, right? That's how many tokens I have right now, 85. So again, there's no hurry. I don't even plan on playing the rest of these rush games to get the 100 tokens here. I just plan to get tokens from like Rivals rewards and other places inside of the game. So keep a close look out, and we'll be covering, of course, when these tokens drop later on this weekend for how many tokens are released and where they might be at. Because again, EA said the whole point of this is to choose the way you play the game to get rewards, and making you not feel like you have to do everything, SBCs, objectives, all the live events, Rivals, and other game modes to get all of your rewards. They want to put out tokens so that you can pick and choose your spots and be able to get tokens and get rewards. Now, last things and objectives from yesterday would be the Prime Heroes Event 4. This is a must complete. I've already done a ton of games in this mode because it is golden goal, like legit. One goal and the game is over. Must complete all 30 games of this in the next day or two, because this is a great place to do Evos. I've actually been getting the games for the Hugo Sanchez done inside of that mode. That's one little quick tip there. If you can swing that one, it's helped me get it done. We have the Journey of Nations North America. This is worth a skip, in my opinion. I think these packs are not really that great, but the Season 8 exhibition during this week is going to be worth playing, I think. There are some good rewards, and there's a good completionist reward here as well. You've got a guaranteed Festival Football Greats of the Game, 93 plus Team 1 pack, 87 by 5. There's some really solid stuff in here. You do have to play a good number of games, but definitely check that out for some really solid packs. So that was all the objective content yesterday. Of course, a ton going on. Let's go to Evos, where, guys, the content overload continued because we had a surprising, really good Anfield's Wall 50,000 coin Evo yesterday for center backs or right backs. And the token child, I guess you could say, the choice here that EA is advertising to us, Van de Ven, and so many other cards look crazy. Like, this Patrick Vieira is a card that I think I'm going to have to put in this Evo. Like, what in the world is that. I might wait to see if we can get a bit better of a passing and a dribbling boost to really make that card go crazy, but that is why this Evo is so good. For 50,000 coins, you're going to be able to take a center back up to about 95 to 96 defense and physical. Those are stats that not many defenders have right now in this game. Even Maldini. Maldini has very low physical, right? This Evo takes him up to 95 defending and 95 physical, and with chains, he can get even better. This is a huge dub of an evolution. I know it's 50,000 coins, but it is worth every single penny in my opinion, especially with some of the chain Evos that are out from those objective rewards. You can put some extra boosts on a card, then put them into the Evo. Like here's the Maldini card going into Defender Roundout from the last season pass and then into Anfield's Wall. That is a fantastic looking Maldini card there. And of course, as you'd expect with this Evo being so good, prices of center backs are getting cooked. I had bought this Saliba yesterday, ×3, right? And then the center back Evo comes out, and then the SBC comes out for Vidic, and this price gets cooked. So center backs are not doing good on the market. That's kind of how a lot of the market looked yesterday. But because of this Evo, center backs are doing a little bit worse. Now, of course, when we're inside of Evos here, we got to look at the Playstyles Lab. Guys, I actually just customized Memo Ochoa with the goalkeeper card that we got for him inside of objectives. But this is back, and it's fantastic. It is not paid. It is unlimited repeatable. We're going up to 3 playstyle pluses and 8 base playstyles, which is fantastic. So all the cards from the season pass that have this design, the Festival Football National Pride, they are fully 100% customizable through Evos. And if you have full birthday cards, you can customize them and put additional playstyle pluses and base playstyles on them as well if you still have those in your club. And then of course, with the whole Playstyles Lab coming out, the Evo Undo came out as well, and it's very easy to find, guys. If you don't know how to do it, you just go into a card here in your squad. You're going to press the square button on PlayStation or X on Xbox, and you're going to go here and say remove all Evos. Don't worry, there's like a side screen here. If I say remove all Evos on Tyler Adams, I can say view downgrade details, and it will show you what stats and what playstyles will be taken off of the card. I don't know why it shows downgrades to stats here. I'm guessing because of maybe a chem style or whatever boost he's getting from being on a basic chem style in my squad. That must be why those are there. But if you can see, since he's a customizable card, all the playstyles go away, so you can kind of preview the downgrade that's there. Also, this is free. It is unlimited repeatable, and there's no cooldown for how many times you can remove an Evo from a card. So that is fantastic. Now, actually, I forgot to mention something about the objectives. Looking at my squad right now, guys, check your clubs. Because of what is required in objectives, you can sell silvers for crazy prices. I was selling Mexican silver cards yesterday for 9,000 to 10,000 coins. Canadian silvers as well were selling for like 2,000 to 4,000 coins. It was absolutely crazy. But in particular, the Mexican silver cards, Mexican gold cards, all Mexico and Canada players are definitely worth looking at in price on the market because their prices have gone crazy because of those squads that people are building. Now, let's go to the SBC content that we had yesterday, where we had more center back content, as we mentioned, with the Vidic SBC. And guys, I think this is a bit overpriced, and I don't want to use an 88 pace center back at this stage of the game, but those are like really, really good playstyle pluses, the best, you could argue, for a center back. And Vidic is just what people call an auto defender. And I think that's why his SBC is upvoted when you take a look at Footbin here. And then you look at the thumbs up to thumbs down ratio in the SBC itself, it's thumbs up. I think that's why a lot of people like this card, is because Vidic is just like that dude as a center back. Even though he only has 88 pace, I think it's going to be good enough to make him a really good card in a game. He's just kind of, he's got one of those builds in games that makes him super good. But 11 squads, 700,000 coins is a bit too much for me, especially with the live cards that are coming out and the Evo that we got yesterday. I think I'm good there, but I know some of you guys are going to get that one done. We have our first World Cup showdown of the World Cup 2026 for the second game that'll be happening next Thursday between South Korea and Czechia. So we have our first 2 showdown cards here. The SBCs are out for 6 days. It's kind of a crazy long lead into a showdown because most of the time they give us like 2 days, then it goes away. I guess for the World Cup, they're going to give us extra time, which is cool. That's our first showdown there. And then, of course, yesterday as well, we had the refresh of the daily upgrades, but they moved it up to 7 times repeatable each and every day. The provisions pack, most important one to get done. If your club is really bare and empty, then yeah, still do the daily gold and the daily rare gold just to get some of those in your club. Hopefully we get a better upgrade pack grind, like some sort of, festival of football crafting or something like that this weekend. We're still looking forward to the 85 times 10 that has been leaked, but I do believe we need something a little bit better to put our gold commons into for these to really cook and for provisions to even really cook and the rest of the menu grind to go up another level. Now, the last part of SBC content that we cannot forget to mention is this new swaps tab because, guys, a couple hours before content yesterday, the leakers were tweeting, OMG, exchanges were back. Everybody was hyped for about 30 minutes, maybe an hour. We had visions of the FC25 exchanges turning into 189 for a bunch of gold cards, thinking the menu grind is back. We are so back. World Cup content is 10 out of 10. And then we realized that this is not the actual exchanges from FC25 or FC24 that we really wanted to see. And even an EA producer got involved on Twitter saying, I really dislike acknowledging leakers, but sorry guys, the old exchanges are not coming back. I hate when things get incorrectly blown up and completely skew expectations. This is why I think it's important to address. And then these swaps came out. This is basically a way where we can get these new Festival of Football tokens, but it's not worth it, guys. When you look at this, you got to turn in 591 rated players to get 75 tokens, or you have to turn it at the very lowest level here. You get 10 tokens for 2 squads of 83 rated cards, 22 83 rated items for 10 Festival of Football tokens. I think that's just a bit too much. It's repeatable one time every 6 days. So maybe if we have a ton of fodder in the next couple of days, this will be a little bit worth it. But I just don't see this as being a great place to get tokens. I think the gameplay tokens, the gameplay places to earn tokens are going to be better. So that was a bit frustrating yesterday. The leakers really got our hopes up and then crashed our hopes with how we did not get exchanges. So a lot of people are frustrated by that right now, myself included. Now, we got to keep things moving, guys, and we got to talk about the market. Oh my goodness. Was the market crash yesterday something for the history books? When you're talking about a card like this, Alex Pfeiffer dropping 80 to 90% in value, we knew this was going to happen, but still it's crazy when it happens. From 900,000 coins, 1 million coins, down to 100K. Other FUT birthday cards like Lamine Yamal, Pogba, Claudia Pina, all crashed yesterday. Alan St. Maximin, Barcola, all of these cards crashed into the ground because people were removing the playstyles from them with the new Evo Undo and listing them up on the market. It was unreal to see, but it also wasn't just FUT birthdays. It was some of these very popular, older Evo cards. Take a look at the Little Bro Vieira from 5 million coins to 500K. That is insane, man. The amount of price drops we saw yesterday. Now, if you were able to remove all your Evos right away and sell some of these cards, GG's. But here's the thing, guys. These cards may come back up a little bit, but they're always going to stay low compared to where they were. I don't think this Vieira goes back above 1 million coins because if he gets that high, people are just going to remove all their Evos from the card and take the coins and then be able to use that card in another Evo again, or not really even use it again, but they're going to have the coins back from that card, and there's going to be more supply on the market because those cards can be put back onto the market, unlike before. Because before, when you put a card into an Evo, it was made completely untradeable. You never could trade with it again. Well, now that's changed. Well, these cards have shown signs of life a little bit. Like, take a look at this Henry. He was 530,000 coins yesterday during all the madness of the panic selling. He's back up to 700,000 coins. I'm not saying you really want to invest in these cards, but I do think you can probably trade with them. We can treat them as like out-of-pack special cards. And when there are good Evos that come out that people maybe want to chain, or if there's a very popular chain that shows up on Futbin Evos, then these cards could move a little bit. So I wouldn't say that you have to completely write off these cards and never look at them again, but I think, you know, they could be actually decent to trade with. Just don't expect them to go into the millions again by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe expect them to go back up in price a little, but definitely not super crazy. Now, with all the content that came out, the rest of the market was impacted as well. There were less crazy price drops on players like these women's winners cards, and of course the ultimate team of the season players who we were trying to trade with. But still, overall, the market did drop because we had more players to customize than I originally thought we were going to have. The Evo Lab, of course, creating a lot of that hype, and then so many cards and objectives, like even the Hugo Sanchez that we're able to get. And then, of course, more cards coming today. The Evo definitely did not help the market either. A 50,000 coin Evo really cooking center back prices like the Saliba card that we talked about, and so many others out there as well. And even a store pack was part of the reason why Fodder and the market is dropping. Fodder's not dropping, sorry. The rest of the market's dropping. We're going to talk about Fodder. But when I'm taking a look at these prices and look at these players, there's still fluctuations. Like I bought Esme Brooks for $750, sold for $850. You know, I bought a couple of Payor at 1.4 mil, sold them at 1.5 and almost to 1.6. So you can still fluctuation trade with these cards. And tonight with Foot Champs, if the token store rewards look good for Foot Champs when they do get updated, I can still see a bit of a Friday night bubble, but I think we got to be really careful. A card like this, Bruno Fernandes, right? I bought him at 1 million coins yesterday, sold him at 1.17. He's back up to 1.2, almost 1.3. But we're getting a free PELE today. So I think we got to be really careful with attackers once again. I do think the market is going to drop a bit more heading into content today on Friday, especially with everything that's about to come out. So I would be careful, but I think after content, we might be able to make some moves, and I think we might be able to buy some of the new cards. I'm going to talk about that in relation to the new cards that are coming out for Path to Glory in a second. But I mentioned a store pack / player pick. This is also definitely impacting the market right now. The new 500,000 coins Summer Sensation Choice Pack. Now, we saw this in the code. We know exactly what this is because this is the third time that this has happened. This is a player pick that gives you 16 particular players that are outlined here in the description of the player pick for 500,000 coins. And most of the players in this player pick are worth more than 500K on the market. And the draw to this pick is the Barcelona Dynamic Messi, the Ronaldo, and a couple of other cards that are worth well over 500,000 coins that you can buy, get untradeable, and then Evo to your heart's desire. So this Messi, who is a 2 million coin card, of course, is obtainable from that store pack for 500,000 coins. Also, notice the discrepancy between the coin amount and the FC point amount. EA's going after our $7.50 for sure. 175,000 coin player pick is the same in FC points as that pack. A lot of people are opening this with FC points for sure, and then going and evoing the Messi, the Ronaldo, and all the other cards that are in this. So, I mean, there are people opening this with coins as well, and I think that's part of the reason why the market is impacted negatively, but that is taking a lot of coins off the market, and that is almost also removing players from people's teams because that Messi and that Ronaldo were going in as people are starting to evo them. So that was a very big part of content as well. Now, the good part of content yesterday was fodder. Guys, fodder prices are moving up. If you got involved in investing in 89 rated during Division Rivals rewards, you cooked. Like, you mega cooked, because these cards were 3.5K and now they're 6,000 coins. And a lot of people are investing in this because of exactly what we talked about. The lack of fodder from rewards compared to what it used to be. The lack of tradable supply, that is. I do believe we're going to see fodder prices continue to rise really through the weekend. I'm going to be curious to see how the Foot Champs token reward store really looks today. I think that's a big key for fodder, because again, if we take a look at the Foot Champs rewards right now, where I finished last week on 9 wins, no packs, 500 Champs tokens and 85,000 coins. Finish on 10 wins, you get 600 tokens, 100,000 coins. Only if you get up here to like rank 2 and rank 1. No, it's just rank 1. Rank 1 is the only reward, or elite 1. 15-0 is the only reward that gives you a couple of tradable packs, an 8610 and an 89x3. And that is going to be a whole lot less tradable supply for fodder on the market than what we've had in the past few weeks. So I actually don't think that fodder will drop too much this weekend unless we have a huge influx of tradable packs opened right at content. And maybe there will be some tradable packs somewhere. But I think if there's any drop on fodder today at content, you want to get involved and get on bids an hour after content, because I think it's going to be a good opportunity to invest in 89s, 90s, and even 88s as well, because I do believe that fodder is going to slowly trickle up in price. Good SBC today, more SBCs coming during this promo, and less supply makes me think that EA is truly trying to fix the cheap fodder prices on this game. Now, We started talking about today. Let's talk about Path to Glory. Guys, my packs have been sitting here staring at me, ready, because they know there's a Christian Pulisic and there are some other crazy cards that are dropping into packs today. These are ready to be opened, man, and I am super ready for this promo Friday of Path to Glory. Now, we've seen the official stats of the team that is leaked. It was tweeted yesterday early. We'll quickly run through it here. Christian Pulisic is a 95 rated card. James is 95 rated. Saka is 4 playstyle pluses along with Vinny, Rodri, De Bruyne, and De Jong, and Musiala. It is a very good looking team. Now, there is a lot of fodder in here as well. If you want to take a quick, screenshot, pause the video to take an in-depth look at a player that you're super interested in, after the first 2 or 3 rows, there's a lot of cards in here that you could say, I'm good. Maybe a David Alaba interests you. Maybe the Ito card interests you. Maybe a Raul Jimenez. But there's a lot of 91 and 92 rated quote-unquote fodder down here at the bottom. Now, these cards are live. Got to remember that. But I think that a lot of these cards are going to be cheap today because their pack weight should be halfway decent. Now, for the popular nations that are favorites to win this World Cup, guys, I was doing some looking back to the last Path to Glory promo during FIFA 23, and the players were cheap early. We're talking they were their lowest prices on release day and the next day after. I know it seems a bit weird to potentially be investing in a Path to Glory card that is coming out in packs right away, but I think there's a lot of saved packs today. And what do we know? During Team of the Season, we saw this exact same thing happen. During Prem Tots, during Serie A Team of the Season, the saved packs, if the pack weight's decent, brings a whole bunch of supply in right away, and then you see the cards kind of go up after that, especially because these are live cards. The investing window is very, very important. So I think we actually need to be watching these cards soon after they drop into packs today to see how much supply there is, and then we'll have a good idea on whether or not is a good time to invest. Now, when we watch the supply of these cards in the market, we're going to have to see in the first 10 to 15 minutes after they come into packs just how many pages of cards that we have. If we have a lot of pages of cards, if the percentages in the store are pretty high, then that's going to tell us, okay, the pack weight's pretty good. Obviously, if we're opening our packs and packing them ourselves, then we'll know it's pretty good. And then, the prices may need to drop a little bit more before we start investing. But that's just something we're going to try to gauge today. These are very, very popular cards for investments. They will make people a lot of coins, especially because the upgrade path is pretty good. I mean, like we looked at in yesterday's video as well, we've got upgrades early and often. Win 1 game, 99 sub attribute. Win 3, 99 sub attribute. Qualify for the round of 32, aka get out of the group, +1 overall. Win that next game, qualify for the round of 16, play style plus. That's what you're really looking for here, is you want to look at cards that are 3 playstyle plus items that have a good chance of going to 4, good chance of getting out of the group and then winning their next game. Ruben Dias for Portugal, Luca Digne, of course, for France. They would have at least a good chance of that, right? Araujo for Uruguay, you think they'd have a good chance. So do a little bit of World Cup group scouting and see which cards you think may do well. And then, of course, focus on the cards that are hype as well, that have great stats, that are cards that are meta, that people would want to use. Musiala with 4 playstyle pluses. I know we talked about only buying cards with 3 PS pluses, but some of the 4 playstyle plus cards are going to be very hype too, because big names, 4 PS pluses, that's still pretty rare. So those cards are going to be ones to watch very, very early today, and we'll be watching the market super close. Now, let's talk about another pack that we're going to be opening today, but it's for a card that all of us are going to get, and that is the free Icon PELE card that EA is going to drop us in the game today. If you have a PELE card still, please sell it, okay? And like I said earlier about center attacking mids, I will be very careful owning any center attacking mid or striker on this game right now, especially if it's like between 100,000 coins and 1,000,000 coins tradable, because we're getting this card today for free. It's not often that you get a free Icon PELE card, but that's about to happen. And then, of course, we're going to get to Evo him. Now, like we talked about yesterday, we're not going to be able to take him to a 96 rated card, we think, right away. It looks like those upgrades are going to be segmented out. But we will get to choose the 3rd playstyle plus for him today based on what position we want to add to the card. I'm thinking I'm going to either go with the center mid or the left wing, right wing, because that finesse for PELE is going to be crazy. But then also that defensive boost and the incisive plus, if you really want to run him as a cam, might make a really unique PELE card. So I'm not quite decided on which one I want to do yet. We'll have to see how that drops today. But that is definitely the biggest part of content today. People or everybody is going to be running around with a 93 rated PELE with 3 playstyle pluses. And that is unique enough, and that is such a big kind of crazy feeling of something that is enough to, I think, impact the market. That's why I really want to be careful buying and selling any attacking cards today. I'm going to be going into content fully liquid, and then we'll see what happens after that to buy some cards here or there to make some investments. So that is kind of my thoughts on that PELE. It's really, there's not too much else to say. It's going to be crazy. It's a free PELE card that we should just get for logging in. Go to the store after, right at the content drop time, open it up, and we have, boom, a PELE card that we then get to go and Evo. So that's going to be nuts. Now, what else is going to be nuts is our player SBC and maybe some other SBC content that we get as well. We already know the player SBC that we're getting today is the Cody Gakpo card, live and upgrading for the Netherlands. They're looking decent. I know they didn't win yesterday in their friendly match against Algeria, I believe it was, but right before the World Cup. But still, they're a nation that has promise, and that card looks really, really good. He's allegedly affordable as well, as we discussed in yesterday's video. So I think that's something to keep a close eye on today as we see it released. Now, other SBC content. The leaker said an 85 by 10 was going to be coming. Don't think that'll be coming out just yet. Should be a bit before we get that one. I think they said on Saturday that was going to release. I'm very curious to see if this 83 plus tradable Team of the Week player pick refreshes, or if they release that Team of the Season tradable pack. This is why we sold up on Team of the Season cards, even though they ended up going a little higher yesterday. All TOTS cards, I believe, went to 23,000 coins. Talking once more about Fodder, I would still be looking to sell out of these cards just in case we do get a tradable TOTS pack, and that would also impact the rest of the market. If you're like Nate, nobody's going to pack a TOTS Pedri or a TOTS Saliba or a TOTS Bruno Fernandes out of a tradable, TOTS pack that has terrible weight in SBCs. You're right, not many people are going to, but there will be some people that will, and if that brings any tradable supply to the market, that's going to make some of these TOTS cards drop too. So I'd be very, very careful holding on to those cards. And the last thing for today would be Evo content. Besides the PELE, which is going to be crazy enough, we do have 2 Evos that are leaked for today, but I don't think they're that crazy hype. The leakers were kind of dropping some hints that they're not that crazy. We got a Max 91 Cam Evo that is set to come to Ultimate Team soon, and a Max 90 left back Evo that is coming today as well. Now, the thing that I was kind of scrolling down and seeing in these notes or in these responses is that it only allows 2 playstyle plus players. So it's really nice to Evo 3 playstyle plus players with some of the other Evos that we've got, but it's only going to allow 2 playstyle plus cards to be Evoed. So like for me, I've got an Aronson who's 91 rated, a Luna, and a Bobby Charlton club legend. But what is the stat boost going to be, and how is this going to give us playstyles and playstyle pluses with the current state of the Evo lab and everything that is going on there? So it doesn't sound like those Evos are super hype, but that is going to come out as a part of content today. So just watch out for that one for our Evos there. And otherwise than that, guys, it's going to be a fun day. There's still a lot to chip away at in terms of objectives. As we said, it's kind of content overload. I'm having so much fun with this new Evo lab, the Playstyles lab. Like, check out my Okocha. I mean, I don't know. I was thinking, what other base playstyles could I give him? It's so fun to Evo goalkeepers in this playstyles lab because you have your goalkeeping playstyles, which will take up 3 of your playstyle pluses and 3 of your base playstyles. Then you got 5 base playstyles to do whatever you want with this card. And I was like, maybe Aerial Fortress will allow him to jump higher, and then grab, catch corners. Maybe Quick Step will make him a little faster. Maybe Press Proven will just make him, how do any of these base playstyles affect a goalie? Maybe they don't, but I put them on just to see what happens. So that's the sort of thing that I'm having super amounts of fun with this new Evo lab, playstyles lab, and everything that's going on there. Already played a bunch of games with Tyler Adams, and I'm even Evoing random cards that I'm getting from objectives to build out my squads to finish that Hugo Sanchez card. So guys, it's content overload, but like I said, one day at a time. None of this content is expiring today that just dropped. You got time to get it done. There's no hurry, and it doesn't take that many games to really get this Hugo Sanchez done, but I can't wait to unlock him and use him in Weekendly this weekend and see what rewards we play for. That's the biggest thing. I'm sure there'll be leaks about that before content. Anyways, this video is getting super long. I will see you guys in a stream today on Friday. We'll try to be live a little bit early because of the madness of everything that's going on. And make sure you drop by here on YouTube or the TikTok or the Twitch as well. We'll be live around the content drop today, looking at everything that comes out for Path to Glory. I appreciate you guys, man. If you enjoyed this video, drop a thumbs up on it. Comment down below if you have any questions, and comment down below what your favorite part of content was yesterday, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's been Nate, TheFutAccountant. I'll see you guys today. Peace out.